everyday thing. It's an everyday thing. It's an everyday thing. When you let your nuts hang.
Kill me! Go get a hammer, then come back and kill me with it!
Alright, so in this video right here, this girl made this comment. This comment says, if I was dating you, I would want to bash my head with a hammer too. And then...
Okay, so this is wild, and it's wild for a number of reasons. The first reason is that you are the owner of Premier Cosmetology Academy in Kingsport, Tennessee. And I am a former paying student of yours. And you're behaving this way publicly. And also, I'm a little bit confused. Who do you think I'm talking about in the video? Because I did not mention a name at all. And that's a pretty bully-like assumption of you to make. And that assumption is highlighting your own insecurities, and doing things like that have major natural consequences. Is that really the look you want to go for? Commenting that you would want to bash your head in with a hammer if you dated me is a wild thing to be commenting, especially considering that you're a local business entrepreneur. I think that's a wild way to publicize your own business operations, especially if we're considering the current affairs of your business. And to the other person that I know is watching this, you know who you are. Your behavior has and continues to be nasty. And you are the perfect example of what a petty adult with too much time on their hands looks like. It really suggests that you should focus on supporting your family instead of concerning yourself with me. I know the times are hard right now.
If you haven't seen this video that my former classmate Drew posted a couple of days ago, please take the time now to go watch that video. I'm also going to include screenshots here of the things that she exposes in her video. Also take the time to go read the comments on her post. I was a classmate of Drew's last year. I was in the cosmetology program and I'm now an established hairstylist. I graduated from Premier this August. Since then, I have not spoken on this subject as I have been trying my best to burn that chapter of my life. Other people who have taken the time to speak out and spread awareness about this school have been shot down with harassment, cyberbullying, threats sent directly to them. And these threats and harassment have gone as far as the owner and her staff contacting the salon owners of their former students and harassing them in other ways as well. I was a student at this school for about 11 months and my experience was nothing short of traumatic. If you think what you read from Drew's post was vulgar and nasty and disturbing, I promise you it's not just online, it's in the school too. You would be screamed at, cussed at, threatened, belittled, degraded every single day. From my own personal experience, I can quote things that the owner has said to me. If I need to get in your effing face, I will. I'm going to make an example out of you. She also once implied that she was on the verge of kicking me out of the school. And when she told me this, she said I had to take the weekend to think about what I was going to do with you. She also once told me that she was going to take my education and shove it down my throat. I was once verbally attacked so harshly in front of the entire staff and school to the point where I was physically sick to my stomach and throwing up in the bathroom. I was humiliated. I was mocked, inhumanely degraded in front of all of my peers. I was so embarrassed and distraught over this. I left the school sick and could not show my face for 2 days. During those 2 days, I did take the time to contact other school owners, and I even went as far as touring another school. The only reason that I did not leave Premier was because I was already so far into the program, and my contract that I signed stated that I was not eligible for a refund. For me to have picked back up on my program at another school, it would have costed me pretty much half of the tuition I've already paid to go to Premier. Financially, this was a completely irrational and irresponsible decision. So unfortunately, I spent the rest of my time being retaliated against and came into school barely speaking every day and kept my head held down just to get through the next several months of my life. When I say she retaliated against me, and her staff also was in on this, for the rest of my time in the school, I'm not exaggerating. Rules started to apply to me that didn't apply to anybody else. Myself and the rest of the girls were under so much control that we were fearful almost every single day of making a wrong mistake. Example, if you were even 2 seconds late getting inside of the building in the mornings, you would be locked out of the building with no explanation. She would collect our phones from us, so we had no contact with anybody during the day. And if you didn't have your phone turned in by a certain time, if she was in a bad mood, she'd just send you home. If you know anything about cosmetology school, you know that your graduation date depends on your attendance. Every hour, every day that you miss is 1 hour and 1 day later from your graduation. We also signed in our contracts that if we went past our estimated graduation date, we owed her $10 an hour for every hour that we were still in school. So I'm sure you could imagine that every chance she got to send you home or suspend you, she took. 2 words for you: money hungry. We were allowed to take clients in school, but in the state of Tennessee, it's illegal for students to be paid for services unlicensed. So we could accept cash tips, but other than that, we received no form of payment for our services. But she worked us. School did not feel like school. It felt like a job. Again, it was all about this. She even tried to manipulate us into thinking that having a client was a luxury and privilege that she could take away from us. But she never did, because I guess she liked taking their money. There were days that we would be so booked that we wouldn't have time to take a lunch break, which we were entitled legally to a 1-hour lunch break. In our handbooks, it stated that if we were busy with clients and could not take a lunch break at our designated time, that it would be made up, whether that meant we could leave an hour early or just take lunch at a later time in the day. However, if the owner felt that you shouldn't be compensated and given an hour lunch break or be able to leave an hour early, you just wouldn't get it. And your hour would still be taken from you because they had to turn in the hours to the state and didn't want to risk the state questioning why we weren't taking a lunch break. And to really rub it in your face, all day long, the owner and her staff will sit at a table and not get up to help you. And if you need something, you have to ask. They don't just come and check on you. They don't just come and make sure that you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. You have to come to them. But to make it worse about the lunch situation, they would sit there and order food, cater food for themselves every single day and eat it on the clinic floor where we were taking clients in our faces, while some of us were working for her all day long and couldn't take a lunch break. Speaking of working, I know that it is kind of just a given to clean up after yourself in the school and keep our area clean and keep the color bar clean and the bathrooms that we use clean, but did we really need to get on our hands and knees and scrub her baseboards? And sometimes that be for punishment? I'm here to tell you that they don't care about you as a person. They don't care about you as a paying student. They can fake it till they make it on social media with all of these posts making it seem like these girls are having a great time and just learning so much. I went to the owner and the staff multiple times and let them know of the uncomfortable situation that I was put in and that I didn't want to take the client anymore, and they laughed in my face. Not only do they not care when you tell them that you're in an uncomfortable situation, but they put you in uncomfortable situations. One of my classmates was a woman who was twice my age. It was very cliquey with the owner and the staff. The owner even offered her a job after she graduated. Sure, you can imagine this led to some major special treatment. Not only was she exempt from all the rules that she signed in her contract, but she was also used as a little spy. The woman would watch me like a hawk, follow me around, follow me to my car, sit in her car, and watch me eat in my car or do whatever I was doing. It got so creepy to the point where during lunch, I would leave, whether I packed a lunch or not. I would leave and just go park somewhere else. I watched my back every day. Told the owner multiple times that I was uncomfortable and creeped out by this woman, that I wanted away from her. Do you think she helped me? Do you think that she did anything to help mediate the situation? No, she stuck me in a room, a boxed-in room closer to this woman. The manipulation was psychotic. My Nana died halfway through my program. Suddenly, it was very unexpected and traumatic for me. Nobody ever checked on me. If anything, I think she was annoyed that I would have to be out for the funeral and would miss out on taking clients. She would later use my grandmother's death as a way to manipulate me. Right before I was on leave for the funeral, my boyfriend's mom had flowers delivered to me at the school. I wasn't there the day they were delivered. I asked the owner if it would be a problem to leave the flowers. She told me no, and that she would even water them for me, which was strange because she didn't seem to care that my Nana passed away, so why do you care about my flowers? I come back to school just a few short days later, and the flowers were rotted. There is so much more I could tell you all, so if you want a part 2, please let me know and I'd be happy to give one.
So, needless to say, just don't go to this school.
I'm an East Tennessee hairstylist who just recently had this video blow up. In the video, I talk about how toxic my cosmetology school was. If you have not seen this, I highly encourage you to go watch. I received an extremely concerning comment from a lady who was a client of the school's. After further investigating, I invited her in to see me for a consultation. This is how she came to me, and this was the inspo she had. We did agree to do a highlighted look instead of an all-over balayage for the sake of her hair's integrity. Here are the results that I gave her after the school rejected her and left her in tears. I think it's safe to say that she was more than pleased and will be back to see me.
Yeah, I don't know about these schools like this or even people like this. Where do y'all get them from? But I don't really have much to say about this just shitty situation. Just bringing y'all good story times. It is what it is.